That trailer didn't just show us Fallout Season 3, it warned us. And if you blinked for even a second, you probably missed the moment that changes everything. Because someone is watching the vaults. Someone powerful. Someone who was never supposed to come back. And now, Phase 2 has officially begun. The sneak peek starts in complete silence. No music, no dialogue, just that familiar wasteland wind blowing across empty land that feels more dangerous than ever before. And then suddenly, we see a vault door. Not broken, not destroyed. Open. That alone tells you something is wrong. Vaults were always supposed to be safe. They were supposed to protect people from the chaos outside. But now, the chaos isn't just outside anymore, it's inside. And this connects directly to what Steph did in the Season 2 finale. She didn't just send a message, she started a chain reaction. The Enclave didn't return for no reason. They returned because they were invited. And now, they're ready to take control again. The trailer makes this very clear without even showing their full power yet. You hear a voice. Calm. Cold. Confident. The kind of voice that doesn't panic because it already knows it has won. And that's what makes the Enclave so terrifying. They don't rush. They wait. They plan. And when they finally act, it's already too late for everyone else. But the most disturbing part of the trailer isn't the Enclave. It's the people. The Wasteland doesn't feel the same anymore. Something is off. People who were once violent now look calm. Too calm. And we already know why. Hank's experiment didn't die with him. He pushed that button. He activated the devices. And now, the entire balance of the Wasteland has changed. Imagine surviving your whole life by being strong, aggressive, and ready to fight. And suddenly, that part of you disappears. You become kind. You become peaceful. You become vulnerable. That might sound like a good thing, but in the Wasteland, kindness is weakness. And weakness gets you killed. The trailer shows people standing still while danger approaches. No reaction, no fear, no survival instinct. And that confirms one terrifying truth. Hank didn't save the Wasteland. He doomed it. And this creates the perfect opportunity for the Enclave. Because controlling people who can't fight back is easy. Controlling people who don't even realize they're being controlled is even easier. Steph understood this. That's why she contacted them. She knew Phase 2 would only work if the Wasteland was already weakened. And now, everything is falling into place. The Vault Dwellers are no longer the only innocent ones. The entire Wasteland is slowly becoming just like them. Kind, naive, defenseless. And the Enclave is about to use that to rebuild their version of order. Not freedom, not peace, control. But here's where things get even more interesting. The trailer shows Lucy, and she doesn't look like the same person anymore. She looks tired, serious, focused. She has seen what Hank did. She knows what's coming. And for the first time, she understands that saving people might not be as simple as she once believed. Because this isn't just about stopping one person. This is about stopping an entire system. A system that has already started spreading. And Lucy might be the only one who can stop it before it's too late. The way the trailer builds tension without revealing too much is honestly genius. It doesn't answer questions. It creates new ones. Is the Enclave already inside the vaults? How many people are affected by Hank's devices? And most importantly, can Lucy even fix this? Because reversing something like this won't be easy, especially when the enemy has been planning this for years. But Cooper's return in the trailer doesn't feel heroic. It feels personal. Very personal. The sneak peek shows him walking alone through the Wasteland, and the way he moves tells you everything. He's not wandering anymore. He's hunting. In the previous seasons, Cooper was always reacting to the world around him. He was surviving, adapting, trying to stay one step ahead. But now it's different. Now he has direction. Now he has purpose. And when someone like Cooper has a clear goal, that's when he becomes the most dangerous version of himself. The trailer doesn't show who he's after, but it doesn't need to. His face says it all. He's done running. He's done waiting. And whatever he discovers in Season 3 could finally bring him closer to the truth about his family. But here's the interesting part. Cooper returning at the same time as the Enclave rising again cannot be a coincidence. The Enclave represents control. Cooper represents chaos. And when those two forces collide, the Wasteland won't survive unchanged. The trailer hints that Cooper might discover something he was never meant to see. Something connected to the Enclave's long-term plan. Because, let's be honest, the Enclave has always been 10 steps ahead of everyone else. They don't just appear randomly. They appear when everything is ready, when people are weak, when resistance is low. And thanks to Hank's devices, that moment might finally be here. B. Meanwhile, Lucy's journey in the trailer feels heavier than ever before. She's no longer the innocent vault dweller who believed the world could be fixed easily. She has seen the truth. She has seen how broken everything really is. And now she has a choice. Accept the new world or fight back against it. The sneak peek shows her walking through areas that look far more dangerous than anything she faced before. And she's not smiling anymore. She's not curious anymore. She's determined. Because now, this isn't just about survival. This is about responsibility. She knows what Hank did. She knows what the Enclave is capable of. And she knows that if nobody stops them, there won't be anything left to save. But Lucy can't do this alone, and the trailer makes that very clear. Because we also see Maximus, and just like Lucy, he doesn't look the same. Maximus has always believed in order, in structure, in rules. But what happens when the system you believed in can't protect people anymore? What happens when the enemy is far bigger than anything you were trained to fight? The trailer shows Maximus standing in Brotherhood armor, but the way he stands feels different, less confident, more aware. He knows this war won't be simple. He knows this enemy won't play fair. And most importantly, he knows that this time, brute force won't be enough. This sets up something huge for Season 3, because Lucy represents hope. Maximus represents order, and Cooper represents survival. 3 completely different mindsets, 3 completely different paths. But now, all 3 are heading toward the same storm, and the Enclave is waiting right at the center of it. Another small detail in the trailer that's easy to miss is how empty certain areas feel. Not destroyed, not burned, just empty. That's far more disturbing, because it suggests people didn't fight back, they didn't resist. They simply stopped. And that's exactly what Hank's devices were designed to do. Remove conflict, remove violence, remove the very instinct that kept people alive. And without that instinct, the Wasteland becomes a place where only the strongest organizations can survive. Organizations like the Enclave. And that's what makes Season 3 feel different from everything that came before. This isn't just another survival story anymore. This is a takeover. Quiet, patient, inevitable. But the biggest question is still unanswered. Does the Enclave already know about Lucy? Because if they do, then she isn't just a survivor anymore. She's a threat. But the Enclave isn't the only thing Lucy needs to worry about. The trailer makes it very clear that the Wasteland itself has become more unpredictable than ever before. Not because of new monsters, not because of new weapons, but because of people who are no longer acting like themselves. Hank's mind control devices didn't just affect a few individuals, they affected the very nature of survival. And the sneak peek shows moments where people hesitate, moments where they should fight, but don't, moments where they should run but can't. It's like their survival instinct has been erased, and that creates a terrifying imbalance, because while some people have changed, others haven't. Raiders, mercenaries, and powerful factions are still the same. Still violent, still ruthless, and now they're facing victims who won't even defend themselves. This could lead to something far worse than chaos. It could lead to extinction. Entire communities could disappear without resistance. Entire settlements could fall without a single shot being fired. And the Enclave knows this. That's why Phase 2 is happening now. They don't need to conquer the Wasteland by force anymore. The Wasteland is weakening itself. Slowly, quietly. Exactly how they planned it. And this puts Lucy in an impossible position, because even if she finds a way to deactivate the devices, the damage has already begun. Trust is broken. People are vulnerable. And worst of all, nobody even knows who is affected and who isn't. Imagine traveling with someone who suddenly loses the will to fight. Imagine depending on someone who suddenly becomes calm in the middle of danger. That uncertainty alone could destroy any chance of organized resistance, and the trailer hints that Lucy is starting to realize this. She isn't just fighting an enemy, she's fighting time. But then, there's another layer to the story, one that connects directly to Cooper, because Cooper understands the Wasteland better than anyone. He survived it for over 200 years. He adapted to every change. He endured every loss. And if anyone can recognize when something is wrong, it's him. The trailer shows him observing people from a distance, watching them carefully, studying their behavior. He knows they've changed. He knows something is controlling them. And once Cooper starts connecting the dots, he won't ignore it. He never does. This could be the moment when Cooper and Lucy cross paths again, not by accident, but by purpose, because both of them are chasing answers. Both of them are trying to stop something bigger than themselves, and when they finally reunite, it won't just be emotional, it will be necessary. Lucy brings hope, Cooper brings experience, and together they might be the only ones capable of challenging the Enclave's plan. But the trailer also reminds us of something important. Cooper isn't a hero, he's a survivor. He makes hard choices, brutal choices, and if stopping the Enclave requires sacrifice, Cooper won't hesitate. That's what makes him unpredictable, that's what makes him dangerous, and that's what makes him essentia. At the same time, Maximus could face his own internal conflict. The Brotherhood of Steel has always believed in preserving technology, controlling technology. But what happens when technology becomes the enemy itself? Hank's devices are technology. Enclave's power is technology. And now, Maximus must decide whether protecting technology is still the right path, or if destroying it is the only way to save humanity. The sneak peek doesn't answer that question, but it shows Maximus standing at a crossroads, and whatever choice he makes could change everything. And then there's the tension in the vaults themselves. The trailer gives us just enough to feel the danger, but not enough to fully understand it, and that's what makes it thrilling. Vaults were always supposed to be a safe haven, a place to hide from the horrors of the Wasteland. But now, they're the epicenter of something far more dangerous. Steph is inside, and she's no longer just a survivor, she's a strategist, someone who understands leverage, someone who knows exactly how to use the Vault Dwellers' naivety against them. The trailer hints at her influence spreading quietly, almost like a virus. She doesn't scream or shout, she doesn't need to. People fall in line because she understands fear and opportunity in a way the Vault Dwellers don't. And the moment she steps fully into power, it's going to be impossible to contain the chaos. Meanwhile, the trailer shows flashes of the outer world, and it feels bigger, deadlier, and eerily quiet. The Wasteland isn't just empty, it's changed. The people there aren't acting like they used to. The trailer makes it clear that Hank's micro-devices have transformed the very foundation of life in the Wasteland. People who once fought for survival now walk calmly into danger. They no longer react to threats, no longer defend themselves, no longer even think in terms of danger. That's what makes the Enclave's return so perfectly timed. They don't need to fight the Wasteland. And it's not just about physical survival. There's psychological chaos too. The sneak peek hints at a shift in mindset among the survivors. Faces that were once familiar now feel empty. Trust is gone. Loyalty is tested. The trailer shows fleeting glimpses of Vault Dwellers, looking unsure of who to follow, who to believe. And that's the brilliance of Season 3's setup. Conflict isn't just coming from the Enclave or Raiders, it's coming from within. People who were once allies are now potential threats. People who were once fighters are now liabilities. And Steph, she knows how to manipulate it all. Every doubt, every hesitation, every unspoken fear becomes her weapon. And as the trailer makes clear, she isn't doing it for chaos alone. She's doing it for control, for strategy, for victory. Then, of course, there's the looming question of Lucy, Cooper, and Maximus. The trailer teases that their paths are converging, but it's still unclear how. Will Lucy discover Cooper's plan before the Enclave strikes? Will Maximus realize that his Brotherhood rules aren't enough to contain the threat? And how much longer can the Wasteland survive in this delicate, unnatural balance before it all collapses? The sneak peek doesn't answer these questions, it amplifies them. Every pause, every shadow, every quiet shot screams that Season 3 isn't just about fighting enemies you can see. It's about surviving a world where no one is acting like themselves, and where control and chaos are locked in a deadly dance. And the tension keeps building because, for the first time, the trailer hints that even the Enclave might face unexpected resistance. Not from outside forces alone, but from the unpredictability of people themselves. After all, people who are artificially pacified aren't entirely predictable. Some may resist in small ways, small acts that could spark larger consequences. And Cooper, Lucy, and Maximus, each with their own perspective and skills, could unknowingly catalyze those sparks. The trailer hints at these moments without ever showing them fully, leaving viewers on edge, wondering when, where, and how the first domino will fall. Finally, the trailer closes with a visual and audio cue that is subtle but chilling. A single figure standing at the edge of a crumbling settlement, looking over the wasteland. Wind, dust, and silence dominate the frame. It's a reminder that even when people think they are in control, the world is always bigger, always more dangerous. Season 3 isn't just a continuation, it's a test of survival, trust, morality, and power. And from the way the trailer teases it, nobody, not Lucy, not Cooper, not Maximus, not the vault dwellers, is fully prepared for what's coming. And now we reach the part of the trailer that truly sets your heart racing. The sneak peek hints at choices, hard, brutal, irreversible choices that will define who survives and who falls. Lucy, Cooper, Maximus, and even Steph are all being pushed toward decisions that will shape the fate of the wasteland. Every glance, every step, every pause in the trailer is charged with tension because we know that one wrong move could destroy everything. It's not just about fighting enemies anymore. It's about predicting their moves, reading their intentions, and outsmarting forces that are smarter, stronger, and far more patient than anything we've seen in the first 2 seasons. And the best part? The trailer doesn't give us all the answers. It teases, it taunts, it whispers, you have no idea what's coming. What makes this season feel different, and what the trailer perfectly captures, is the scale of the threat. The wasteland isn't simply a dangerous backdrop, it's alive. Every character, every faction, every vault and settlement is intertwined in a complex web of survival, manipulation, and strategy. The Enclave is back, but they're not the only players. The trailer teases small but significant movements from other factions, groups that could tip the balance for. Trailer hints at these moments without ever showing them fully, leaving viewers on edge, wondering when, where, and how the first domino will fall. Finally, the trailer closes with a visual and audio cue that is subtle but chilling. A single figure standing at the edge of a crumbling settlement, looking over the wasteland. Wind, dust, and silence dominate the frame. It's a reminder that even when people think they are in control, the world is always bigger, always more dangerous. Season 3 isn't just a continuation, it's a test of survival, trust, morality, and power. And from the way the trailer teases it, nobody, not Lucy, not Cooper, not Maximus, not the vault dwellers, is fully prepared for what's coming. And now we reach the part of the trailer that truly sets your heart racing. The sneak peek hints at